Hey guys, this is Mario, and I'm showing you a Protoss against Terran game. This is against Dust Schnitzel, and in this specific game, we're going to be showing you some multitasking. We're gonna do some, well, it's just gonna be a fun game overall. So Dust is a North American Grandmaster player. So this is my Protoss playing again at a high-end Masters Grandmaster um, MMR, or my random anyway. So in this specific game, we're thinking we're gonna open up. Yeah, I really like the pylons on the side of the Nexus. I don't know why, but it's very OCD. But I'm thinking we're gonna go open up an Oracle. A little bit of a banter here. I like to talk. I'm a little chatty, so that's one of the reasons why streaming is fun for me. I just get to chat and have a good time and talk to a lot of people. And that's why we're here, right? We all love StarCraft and we get to chat a little bit. So we open up with a gateway and we go ahead and scout out his base. We're gonna go open up a double gas geyser. And then another pylon. So it's kind of close to the Protoss opener. This is one of my favorite openers in general. It leaves a lot of requests. Got a cybernetics core on the way. Scouting out his base and we see no gas geysers. So it's probably going to be a fast expand, and that's what kind of prompts the Oracle, because we know, alright, since you don't have a reactor coming out soon, and probably not another barracks, an Oracle play might be a really good way to catch you off guard. So we go ahead and go for an expansion and an Oracle. So here's the expansion. And then the Oracle is in just a moment. So we will do all this before the first mothership core and the gateway warp gate. Sorry, I'm not used to saying all these things on the recording too. And a stalker in just a minute. A stalker usually is for poking around the map. So we're currently boosting out the mothership core so that we have the energy, and then the oracle will be chrono boosted out in just a minute. There it goes. And then the warp gate is actually pretty delayed, and there we go. And that's because we are going for a lot of scouting. So the oracle is meant to harass the mothership core to keep us safe. The not task, damn, I'm reading the chat too. The stalker is meant to do some pressure, just kind of poke around the map, or maybe some micro capabilities if he does like a tiny marine push. Trying to pick off what we can here. Now, the general consensus is that an oracle has to get 7 kills to pay for itself. So once we achieve 7 kills, the oracle, we could lose it and it would be fine. But we don't, we end up saving it and we have another oracle. We know that you're defending the main base, so we're gonna go over to the natural. And we drop 2 more gateways in a robotics facility. So it's my understanding on Protoss that one of the best setups that you can have is 3 gateways in a robotics facility, and which is kind of what we're going into as a backup, so we can defend any specific all-in. Hopefully. Here's the Oracle, we get a few more kills, or we're trying to. Poke in here, it's only gotten 2 so far. 3 kills, 4 kills. Now I believe it's worker kills when they're referring to that. We also got a forge, so we bring in the armor upgrade. Armor upgrade on its way. Getting the 4th gas geyser. Now from here on we're in a pretty alright spot. We can get out observers and start a robotics bay and then go into colossi production. We're also getting a forge at the natural. We don't need it quite at the main yet. We could get it if we wanted to be safe, but more so the natural because of the counterattack, because of all the damage the oracles have done. So we're not too worried about the drop capabilities yet. We saw how far his medevacs were along. And we warp in some more stalkers. I really like stalkers. They're a pretty fun unit. Also, just grab my profession. Just kidding. We drop a Nexus Cannon just to try to defend ourselves and get Twilight Council so we can get Charge or Blink, just provide a lot of options. But I usually go for Blink with Colossi, and then Charge later on with the Templar of Archives, I think is what it's called. That's what it was called in Brood War. It's for Storm. So the oracles are still kind of scouting. We're gonna go ahead and retreat them because we're deciding, you know what, maybe we want them to defend this push. Their Nexus cannon is gonna expire soon. He doesn't have a lot of marines, so instead of like on an offensive capability, we can use these oracles as a defensive tool. Dropping some more gateways, going up to 6. It's a pretty good number off 2 base. He does take some damage here, which is nice. It definitely helps us as we go ahead and use the oracles to kill his units. He didn't end up having marines because he pushed in and was a little too over aggressive, so now we can snipe the marauders. And this puts us in a pretty great place. Getting the last 2 marauders. We just want to make sure we get every unit. So units lost is definitely in our favor. We still have retained our oracles. They've definitely paid for themselves. And we're gonna go ahead and grab a 3rd base. We're fairly confident we can defend the 3rd base, simply because we're going up to 6 gateways already and have Colossi production with Blink underway. Now once we get to 3 bases, it's a lot more difficult to defend, because you're a little bit more spread out. So we're getting 2 cannons in the main, one in the mineral line, one kind of at a common drop location, just to make it slightly easier. We're not overcommitting the defense. I think it's a welcome thing, you know, just a little bit. We don't want to make like 5 cannons, but just 2 is fine. Sending the oracles up, and we see that he's attacking again. Now we should kind of have enough, but we see then again he's got more coming up behind it. So I ultimately decide to cancel this. It's not the biggest of the deals. We're gonna go ahead and re-grab it in just a minute. But if we can get up to 2 or 3 Colossi first, it's gonna be in a really good spot. So since he's outside of our base, we're gonna send the oracles in, see if we can pick off some SCVs that are building more barracks, maybe supply depots, and so on. So here we go. We see the barracks production, and we are able to kill quite a few workers. So once again, definitely paying for themselves. We sniped the SCV for the 3rd command center, which is always nice, and you know, we get the gas geysers a little bit. Worker loss is currently at 17 to just these 2 oracles. And remember, we only needed 7, so in this regard, 7 per oracle, so in this regard we've gotten 3 extra over what we needed. But that doesn't include the amount of units they helped us kill in his, in our 3rd base when he attacked. So we re-establish our 3rd. We're fairly confident we can hold it now, and we kinda, there we go, we get the Twilight or Templar of Archives. I'm gonna double check that. Yeah, Templar Archives. And we're gonna start working in some Zealots. The reason why we're getting Zealots now is we want the gas to be able to get charged and storm and +2 armor. And we are getting, we should get a cannon in the mineral line at the 3rd. There we go, just right behind it. Overall, we're in a pretty nice spot. We've got the Colossi, and now we're gonna be taking the Storm, and we actually are going up to 4 Colossi, because I imagine that his Viking count just started, and we already at 2, almost 3. So his Viking count is gonna take a while to catch up, so if he pushes anytime soon while we're weak, and it would only be now, see, we're only weak right now because if he does like an SCV pull, you know, with Vikings, once he kills the Colossi, he can just flat out win the game. So we're weaker because we don't have Storm to kill all the SCVs right away. So if we have more Colossi while we wait for Storm, it'll be easier to hold. We kill another few workers. We were just kind of waiting on that one to exit, and then we send it back out. So now we're up to 20 worker kills. That specific Oracle is in a really nice spot. He's got 17 kills on his own. So he's paid for both of the Oracles. Transferring to our 3rd base. Once again, we feel like we're in a nice spot, and we don't think he's going to drop us, otherwise we'd have some stalkers in the main, because we have a pretty nice observer spread. And getting the gas geysers is more important, because we need the High Templar. And now we are going to drop a lot more cannons, because we're thinking we're going to be pretty aggressive soon, so we don't want like a counter drops to kind of kill us. So we dropped just a few cannons. Once we're on 3 base, that's not the biggest of deals, especially if you're close to maxing out. Now we see a lot of blobs on our, on our mini map, so we go take a look. We didn't really see any SCVs at first glance. starting another Colossi. And here he comes in. Now he does end up, we're gonna slow this down, so he does end up having SCVs with us, so we do a Nexus Cannon, and we're trying to target fire and get a storm right on his fire units. We need to use our Colossi, since they're going to die probably soon anyway, to target fire in the bio. And the big clumps of it. Warp in some zealots right there in the flight. That's always awesome. We actually have a cannon on the way too, so that's gonna help us out. Now our Colossi are dead, so his Vikings are automatically gonna start shooting if he keeps them up at our Nexus cannon or Mothership core. So right before it dies, we go ahead and drop just another Nexus cannon, so that resets the timer to another minute. It doesn't extend it, but it just resets it. So since he pulled SCVs, all we have to do is hold off, and we're in a really good, commanding spot. We blink on top of him, because we know that we were gonna win the fight, so just to make sure that he can't run away, and we can blink away from the direction he boosts and snap the meta effects. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thanks for watching, and you all have a wonderful day.